So what we've got here is a summary of all your scores from your report.
Yeah.
So the extroversion, introversion that we talked about earlier, where your behaviour fits the introverted preference,
Yeah.
and we've got a very clear out of preference on the gregarious, an in preference on sensing, the in preference around the thinking except for that accommodating and the mid zone on tough tender, and pretty clear on the perceiving except for the methodical and emergent.
Yeah.
So if we described you, we would describe you as a gregarious ISTP.
Okay. Is that, and that's because
It's an
That's right.
outer preference. Oh, sorry, gregarious and accommodating ISTP.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, great. Okay.
Yes. So, looking at that, what strikes you about your profile?
I think, I mean, it seems to be pretty clear that the relationships are quite important to me,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's sort of something that I want to have good relationships with people.
Yeah, yeah. And that's something that you may not have picked up from when you did the feedback with the team.
Yeah.
Because that importance of fitting in, the importance of relationships, may not have come out in the description about an ISTP.
Yeah, that's true. Because I recognise that I'm introverted, but I'm glad in a way that it's gregarious because I recognise that I do want to have those relationships with people, you know.
So that, if you remember, is about wanting to be part of the group.
Yeah.
So more comfortable in a group setting than on a one-to-one basis or an intimate basis with people.
Okay, yeah.
So if we look at the gregarious and the accommodating together,
Yeah.
what do you think might be going on there?
So remind me, accommodating is to do with wanting people wanting to accommodate other people.
Accommodating difference and not necessarily not questioning out loud, not challenging.
Right, yeah. I mean, it all seems to suggest I'm quite self-conscious. So like I'm wanting to have these relationships with my colleagues and stuff, and I'm wanting to accommodate them, and I want to be accommodated as well amongst them.
Okay, yep.
I mean, are they opposite? They're not opposites.
No,
they go together, right?
Yeah, and any combination can go together.
Right. Okay.
How they go together will be up to the individual to talk about how that works for them.
Okay.
I mean, the other thing that strikes me, and we did talk briefly about it when we were doing extroversion and exploring extroversion and introversion, is this contained.
Yeah.
So you're initiating and contained.
Yeah.
So you're not necessarily going to introduce yourself to people, network with people, and you're not necessarily going to share your thoughts and feelings.
Quite private.
But you want to be involved.
Yeah.
So
How do I go about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to have more confidence in myself, I suppose. Because if I want to build those relationships and have those relationships, and yet I'm not going to introduce myself, I mean, I need that's a conflict of interest, really, isn't it? Like, how am I going to...
It could be. How might your colleagues perceive you?
Well, I worry that they think I'm rude sometimes. You know, I'm not being rude. It's just like you say. I don't think I don't go out of my way to necessarily introduce myself to someone, even if I want to. Or it's not out of rudeness or out of. It's like a self-consciousness, I think.
Yeah.
So I hope they don't think I'm rude.
Do you think they do?
I worry sometimes that they do. Yeah, I do. I worry sometimes that they do. Yeah.
Is there anything you can do to check that out?
I mean, like I say, I think I should have more... Could have more confidence in myself. Yeah.
Thinking back, is there a time in your life where you would have described yourself as more confident?
I think in my last year at university, in my last year at university, I'd sort of got my group of friends and I was quite comfortable with them, and I would say I was quite. I mean, I don't think I'm an unconfident person.
Yeah.
I just think in certain situations I don't have the confidence to kind of go for it and just. But I think my last year at university, I'd been there for 3 years, or 2 and a bit years, and I was comfortable with everyone, and I knew what I was doing, and I knew my environment, and I think maybe sort of coming to London, and it maybe just takes a knock a little bit.
And also taking up a new subject and starting your accountancy and doing your accountancy exams and working with a new group of colleagues and everything else.
And lots of them had already been here for a while, and so I was joining a group rather than us all sort of starting together maybe. Yeah.
So looking at that, is there anything that you would do differently as a result of our feedback today?
I mean, I think I would, or I could. I should try and be more sort of relaxed in a work environment, and actually maybe I don't need to worry about being so methodical and scheduled and planning everything at work, because actually I think the way that I do it does work, and my manager's told me that. But maybe this has helped me to recognise that that's okay, whereas I wanted to be more, methodical and scheduled and everything. Maybe I don't need to do that. And to recognise the things I bring to the company, which is easier said than done.
I think sometimes when people complete step 2, it helps them to understand where they may have but when they did step 1, it may not have fitted them quite right, or they best fitted J rather than P and the reasons behind it. Sometimes something like the gregarious that comes out so clear can help people recognise in themselves, well, actually I hadn't realised how important being part of a group is to me. Now seeing it with that clarity, that can help me realise perhaps why I felt like that in the past.
Yeah.
And in the present as well.
Yeah. I think it would definitely help me to feel more, to enjoy my job more if I made more of an effort.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I think outside of work, I think I'm much more sort of, just like socially and stuff, it's everything's fine, it's great, but maybe in a kind of office environment. And I think my enjoyment of my job would be greater if I improved that. Yeah.
Have you got any other questions, Tom?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Cheers.